Here we are in Chapter 4 Review Exercises, numbers 9 through 17. It says use formulas for money totals. You may have to make up your own because sometimes we'll have pennies and dimes and sometimes pennies and quarters and nickels. Right, let's just keep in mind how much each is worth. Q stands for quarters, so that'll be 25 cents for every one of those. And D for dime, so that's 10 cents, 0.1. And N for nickels, that's 5 cents, and 0.01 for pennies. Okay, so here we have 0.25 for the Q, plus 0.1 times the D, plus 0.05 times the N, gives us 0.25 times 25. That's 25 quarters, plus 0.1 times 17, plus 0.05 times 15. All right, piece at a time. 25 times 25. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Put a 0 down for that next number. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. That gives us 625 and 2 digits behind the decimal place. So we get 6.25. Let me see, 10 cents for every dime, 17 dimes. That's going to be $1.70 plus 1.7. And then 5 cents for every, 5 cents for every nickel, and there are 15. So we're going to take 15 times 0.05. 5 times 5 is 5, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 2 digits behind the decimal, so 0.75. So now we've got to add these up. 625, plus 75 cents, that's nice. That's $7, and plus 170 would be $8.70. Cool. All right, next one. Number 10. So we're dealing with pennies, so it's going to be 0.1 times the pennies and 0.1 times the dimes, so that would be 0.01p plus 0.1 d. P is just p. They didn't actually give us a number, so we get to leave it just like that. This, however, goes in for the whole d right there, so it's 0.01p plus 0.1 times x minus 13. Can we simplify this at all? Well, we have done some distributive property in the past, so if it does that, we get 0.01, let's see, p plus 0.1x plus, that's 1.3. I think that's as simplified as we can get it there. All right, next one, number 11. Again, we're going to take 1 cent for every penny, 25 cents for every quarter, 5 cents for every nickel. So we get 0.01p plus 0.25q. We just stick in a q. That's not very interesting. And then 0.05 times the nickels, which are, we're going to stick all that in for the n. Q plus 7. Now we will be able to simplify a little bit. So if we distribute that, we get 0.01p plus 0.25q plus 0.05q plus 35 cents there. These two are both q's. They're common terms. They're like terms. So we can add them. That's 0.01. Let's put the v there. P plus 25 cents and 5 cents. That's 0.30q plus 0.35. Interesting, those two actually simplified a little bit. Great. Next one, number 12. So this is going to be C equals 5/9 F minus 32. Okay, so here we stick in 300 for the F right there. So we get 5/9 times 300 minus 32. 300 minus 32, that's 268. So we've got to take 268 times 5 and divide by 9. So times by 5, that's 40, carry the 4, that's 34, carry the 3, and that's 13. So we've got 1340 ninths. So 1340 divided by 9. 9 goes into 13 once. That's 9. Subtract and we get a 4. 4. 9 goes into 44 4 times. That's 36. It's an 8. Bring down a 0. 9 goes into 80. 8 times. So it'll be 148. Let's come over here. 80, that's 72. Subtract and we get 8, and we're going to repeat that. So 0.8 repeater. So 148 point, what is that? 89 if we did to the nearest hundredth, or just 0.9 degrees. There we go. Okay. Number 13. Negative 45. So we get C is going to equal 5/9, negative 45, oops, negative 44, negative 45 minus 32. So these are both negatives, so they add in the negative direction. That's 5/9, negative 77. So again, we're going to take negative 77 times 5 and divide by 9. So 77 times 5, that's 35, carry the 3, and that's 38, 385. And now we're going to divide by 9. Let's go way over here. 385 divided by 9, so we have enough room. 9 into 38 is 4, that's 36. Subtract and we get 25. 9 into 25, that's, can't quite go 3 times. 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract and we have a 7. Let's put a 0 there. 9 goes into 70. Not 8, 7 times maybe? 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. Subtract and we get a 7. Drop it down, we will repeat. So 0.7 repeater, which means if we round, it'll kick that up to an 8. So we get negative 42.8 degrees Celsius. All right, and number 14. We get Celsius equals 5/9, 102 minus 32. So 102 minus 32 is 70. And we're going to times it by 5 and divide by 9. So times by 5, oh, that's a nice one. That's 350. So we've got to take 350 divided by 9. We can put it right here. 350 divided by 9. 9 goes into 35 4 times. 4 times 9 is 30. Nope, it doesn't quite go in 4 times. That'd be 36. 3 times 9 is 27. Subtract it and we get 8. Drop down the 0. 9 goes into 80. 8 times. 8 times 9 is 72. Subtract and we get an 8. So if we put another decimal, we're going to repeat that 8 forever. So 38.888888, so 9 degrees Celsius. Excellent. Okay, number 15 says use the formulas for a cone. So we need to look up the formulas for a cone. If we look in our textbook, we get the formula for volume right here is going to be 1/3 pi r squared h. So that's the formula, and we get that from the book. Let's write that in just so everybody can see that we didn't memorize that guy. We found him in the book. So from the book, so that's going to equal 1/3 pi 6 squared times 11. So 1/3 times, let me see, 6 squared is 36. That's 1/3 of that is 12. 12 times 11 is 132, so it's going to equal 132 times pi. And now if we punch that into the calculator, we can get, like it asks us to, we get 132 times pi is 414.69, round to the nearest hundredth. So it's 414.6902. And so we need to round to the nearest hundredth. That means, oh good, that 0 leaves it at a 69. So right there, 414.69, and there are no units like feet or inches. Good. Okay. Surface area. Again, from the book, we can find the formula for this. The surface area is pi r squared plus pi r L, which is that slant height. So that's going to be pi times 9 squared plus pi times 9 times 5. So 9 times 9 is 81. 81 times pi plus 9 times 5 is 45 times pi. We have 81 pi's and 45 pi's. Add them together, and that's 126 pi. And we now need the calculator. We can't go any further without it. And we get 395.840674 blah 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 blah, rounding to the nearest hundredth. That 0 rounds that guy down, so hey, 395.84. Excellent. And number 17. So the lateral surface area, again from the book, is pi r times L. So that would be pi times 3 times 8. Hey, we don't need to do adding or to the second power or anything. That's just 24 times pi. Excellent. Let's punch that into the calculator. And we get 75.39822 blah blah blah. So rounding to the nearest hundredth, that means this 8 will kick that up to a 10, which means that's a 4. So it's 75.40. So rounding to the nearest hundredth actually rounds to the nearest tenth in this case. 75.4. Great.